competition. We'll take a look at the standings after the short program. The American pair of Laura Handy and Paul Binabo stand in second place behind the defending champions, Yulia Obertas and Dmitry Palamarchuk from the Ukraine. Tiffany and Johnny Stiegler of Team USA in sixth place as we prepare for the final event in competition, the free skate. We'll be concentrating on our young American team in this program, and now on the ice, here are Laura Handy and Paul Binabo. Finished sixth at the U.S. Championships last year and would not be in this competition at all were the maximum age for male skaters in pairs competition not raised to 21 by the International Skating Union this year. Paul is 21 years old. Laura is 18.
Laura and Paul have had a very strong opening, but they've got to keep it rolling with the side-by-side triples. And he never even got the free leg out on his jump fist.
You know, Judy, I give him a lot of credit, though, for going for it. She doubled the toe wally, the triple toe wally. I think his fall is a lot more legitimate of a mistake.
Side-by-side jumps, and this time she's singled out on a double axel. They've got to hang tough. They have to stay very focused and stay in sync with one another.
Well, he seems very committed to going for the stuff and trying to get every little kind of point he can. She doesn't have that kind of same commitment. When you start to lose mentally a perspective of really going for it each and every time, then the bigger mistakes start to come in and it starts to unravel.
Very nice unison on that camel back sit. What this competition gives Laura and Paul is some experience to grow with and to use for the next season. They will be going into senior nationals. That Junior Worlds is a great time to take a look at what's happening in the other part of the world in regard to your expertise in skating.
Certainly, and prepare yourself that much better for the U.S. Nationals and hopefully a berth on the world team.
That would be a second-generation success for Laura Handy, whose mother skated professionally in the Ice Capades for a decade. Well, it was a flawed performance for Laura Handy and Paul Binabo of the United States. But they'll have to wait to see where they finish, as our leaders after the short program, Obertas and Palamarchuk from the Ukraine, are still to come.
We are also representing great skating of Laura Handy and Paul
Slight
Bidebo.
shake of the head from Laura as she skates off.
And you can see she doubles out on the jump, and he goes down. He doesn't get that free leg out. It's unfortunate because in pairs, anything can happen. You put your best skate out there, there's always a chance, and they just didn't have it tonight. Nice position, though, in this star lift.
And now they await their scores. The first set will be for technical merit from 5-0 up to a high of 5-3.
And their coach, Ron Ludington, has been in many of the situations with great pair teams and dancers.
There are their presentation scores. We'll be back with our leading pair after the short program. Stay with us. On the ice, our leaders after the short program in pairs competition, Yulia Obertas and Dmitry Palamarchuk of the Ukraine. Last year, this pair became the first from the Ukraine to win the World Junior title in the pairs. Only two other couples have ever won both the World Junior and Senior titles, Barb Underhill and Paul Martini of Canada, and Katerina Gordeva and Sergei Grinkov from Russia.
A lot of these teams, Chris, are having trouble with those side-by-side jumps. I just don't know if they're not strong skaters by themselves or they just haven't put enough time into the elements. But on a throw like that, she's plenty strong. Beautiful throw double axel.
Size difference. Actually, Yulia has grown some in the past year, and that threw their training off for a while as he got used to her increased size.
Variations on this pair spin. And look at the speed they have on the last part. She reminds me a little bit of Oksana Bayul, who I'm sure was one of her role models growing up in the Ukraine.
There is a strong resemblance there, isn't there? Even
there is. Chris, sometimes pairs go out and they look like teams before them in years past, and I find this team very individual. Yes, she's flexible, but she has beautiful line, beautiful shape out on the ice, and I think if they just keep growing with their choreography and using different music, they're just creating a new look.
Their presentation, their poise is remarkable, but that's nothing new for a Russian or Ukrainian pair team. They've set the standard in that area.
She's just so sure-footed on those throws. Little off on the unison. Those are the elements that they'll really have to make progress on when they go out to compete in senior level competition.
Bobble there for her again. Like the seniors, the juniors have their own Grand Prix series throughout the year in which they compete for cash prizes. In their two appearances this year, Yulia and Dmitry won on both occasions. I
think the spins are one of their strongest points in their skating. They have great speed and very, very nice positions.
Yulia Obertas and Dmitry Palamarchuk from the Ukraine. Here's another look.
You can see how fast they move over the ice, and she's not hurting for flexibility. And this is the speed we talked about in the spin, the positioning, everything is very, very sharp.
5-2, 5-3.
Technical merit scores from 5-2 to a 5-5, and for presentation, from a 5-1 to a 5-6 from the British judge, and the judge from their native Ukraine. But we're used to that in figure skating. Final results of the pairs competition: the gold to Obertas and Palamarchuk from the Ukraine, silver to Handy and Binibos of the United States, and the bronze to Victoria Mashuda and Vladislav Zovnirsky of Russia. Mashuda and Vladislav Zovnirsky of Russia. Finishing in fourth place, the brother-sister team of Tiffany and Johnny Stigler from California. Here's a look at their performance.
And it's interesting to note that Tiffany sprained her ankle in the warm-up prior to the pairs long program. She kept the boot on to keep the swelling down.
Fine performance for the 97 U.S. champions. And finishing 14th, Jason McAdam and Garrett Lukash.
And they have learned a lot about what it takes to compete at this level. A good showing, but look for them in the future. They'll have a lot more to offer.
We'll be back with the men's competition. Vincent Restincourt of France leads Ilya Klimkin of Russia and Soshi Tanaka of Japan. The highest-ranking American is about to appear, Matt Savoy, in 8th place after the short program. Only 4 times in the 21-year history of these championships has an American skater failed to medal. Matt Savoy has his work cut out for him.
Triple axel, tried to combine it with a double toe loop, but stepped out of it.
Did you open with a triple in your World Championship year?
In my intermediate year as well.
American men in all have won the World Junior Championship, including Paul Wiley back in 1981, our own Christopher Bowman, as we mentioned, in 1983, Rudy Galindo in 1987. He also won in pairs competition with Christy Yamaguchi and Michael Weiss in 1994.
Bob and Judy, this event has traditionally been either a great peak or a proving ground. I think we're probably seeing a lot more of the latter than the former.
Unfortunately for Matt, because he was 8th in the short program, he was not able to be in the final warm-up group for the long. So that kind of puts him behind the 8 ball. Pulling into the medal standings is going to be a little bit difficult.
Matt skated very well in the qualifying round, and as we mentioned, the qualifying score counts toward your final score. It was the short program that did in Matt Savoy. See if he can pull himself back up with this free skate.
Matt reminds me a little bit of Todd Eldridge in the way he moves and the way he jumps and lands, even though it's the opposite direction.
I feel that a lot of the jumps are too removed from the program. There you see a beautiful triple axel, but not a lot of integration with the choreography and a great deal of feeling to the music. Todd has worked a great deal as a world champion and as a professional doing that, and Matt's got a long way to go with that. Also a series of small mistakes, which is something that's even more evident on a competition, a junior competition of this level, even if it is a world championship.
18-year-old Matt Savoy, a student at Bradley University in his hometown of Peoria, Illinois. He looks winded after all that jumping.
Now here you're looking at a great triple Lutz jump into triple toe loop. The free leg is a little wide. The feet could be neater in the air, giving him a cleaner line. The triple axel, he's tried to combine with a double toe loop, opted for a single loop jump, which actually he was falling out of.
With his coach, Linda Brannon, technical merit scores, and now the presentation scores with a high of 5.5. So now see how his rivals do. Up next, second after the short program, Ilya Klimkin of Russia. Back at the World Junior Figure Skating Championships, we join the free skate of Ilya Klimkin of Russia, second after the short program. And that move takes some power.
That element is called the cantilever. Very unusual for competitive figure skating.
Already you see an energy and a flair that the other competitors didn't have. And a jumping ability that's amazing.
Great triple flip jump.
Klimkin was the pre-event favorite. He was fourth at this competition a year ago, and he is the highest-ranking finisher to return for this year's competition.
Double axel. Looks like he wanted to go for a triple there. Probably in the back of his mind thinking that not a lot of people have skated cleanly. Wants to stay on his feet, entertain the crowd.
A victory would be an emotional one for Ilya Klimkin. His coach, Igor Rusakov, suffers from leukemia. And now a look at some of the performances of our other top-ranked competitors after the short program. This is Vincent Restencourt of France, first coming into the free skate.
Now there you saw a really good triple axel, triple toe loop. Not a lot of speed, a lot of height, and it was executed cleanly.
His scores were not up to those of Klimkin, but no matter what happens, it's been a great year for Restencourt. He was 17th in this competition a year ago, and he has won 2 Junior Grand Prix events this year. And here's a look at Yosuke Takeuchi of Japan, fourth after the short program. His countryman, Soshi Tanaka, was third, but did not skate well in the free skate portion of his program, while Takeuchi came through with a fine performance. Here are the final results of the men's competition. Victory for Ilya Klimkin of Russia, Vincent Restencourt with the finest performance by a Frenchman in many years, and Yosuke Takeuchi of Japan comes through with a podium finish. Matthew Savoy of the United States climbed all the way to fourth. Now here's a look at the other American skaters. Ryan Bradley, just 15 years old, skating out of Colorado Springs, Colorado. And finishing in 16th place, 14-year-old Parker Pennington, who trains in Lakewood, Ohio, the Cleveland area. Some valuable experience for the young U.S. men at these World Championships. We'll take a break, and Croatia, the World Junior Figure Skating Championships, now moves to ice dancing. The leaders after the short program from the United States, Jamie Silverstein and Justin Pekarik.
Compared to last year. They're much smoother. They have a beautiful, elegant look on the ice. And the moves are much more innovative. So many teams that Igor Spielbahn and Elizabeth Coates teach in Detroit. And now they're one of the sole teams that these two coaches have. And I think they put a lot of energy into them. And these two have responded with great grace and elegance.
Together, Jamie and Justin won the National Novice Championship in the United States, and skating with a different partner, Jamie also won the National Juvenile and Intermediate Championships, working his way up the ladder.
The intricacies in this program are very obvious. Look at the handholds, and they still keep their speed and their flow. That the influence of Elizabeth Huntsland and Jared Swallow has been tremendous on this team. They move in a different way. They've integrated their steps in the choreography, and I think they've taken on new personalities out there, especially compared to last season.
U.S. flag waves in the stands for Jamie Silverstein and Justin Pekarik from Detroit, Michigan. Coached by Igor Spielbahn, who also coached Huntsland and Swallow, along with several other great ice dance couples.
They're hitting some magnificent lines in their moves. They have good speed. And I think they're just more creative. I like this look for them this year.
5-7.
Scores for Jessica and Justin from 5-1 to 5-6 on technical merit.
5-5.
And from 5-5 to 5-7 for artistic impression. Very good scores indeed. So we'll take a break and return to see highlights of the other top couples in the ice dance competition. Stand by for more from the World Junior Figure Skating Championships. Look at some of our top ice dancing couples. From Italy, this is Federica Faella and Luciano Milo, second after the short program.
This team not quite showing the refinement of Silverstein Pekarik.
Faella and Milo finished second in last year's competition to the American couple of Jessica Joseph and Charles Butler, while Silverstein and Pekarik were just 10th, so that will be quite a climb for the American couple. And quite a disappointment for the Italians to finish second to yet another American pair of skaters. Italy has never won the World Junior Ice Dancing title.
And having problems like that is not going to help them win a title.
And it did not. In third after the short program from Russia, this is Natalia Romanuta, Daniel Barantsev.
What the Russians have is depth. Each year, new teams come onto the scene, and you never know where they've come from, but they always break the field open.
In fact, teams from the Soviet Union or Russia have won the World Junior Ice Dance title 19 times out of the 21 competitions. But not this year, however. It is now 19 for 22 as the American couple of Jamie Silverstein and Justin Pekarek pick up the gold. Federica Faella and Luciano Milo of Italy, the silver. Natalia Romanuta and Daniel Barantsev of Russia, the bronze. Among the other ice dancers, this is Melissa Gregory and James Shuford from Colorado Springs, who finished 10th. Coached by legendary skater and coaching great Sandra Hess. And finishing 15th, skating out of Simsbury, Connecticut, this is Emily Nussier and Brandon Forsythe. Watch Sarah in her short program, which did not go as well as she had hoped.
And this is why the combination jump is worth the most points of any element. It must be hit, and it's missed. Very unfortunate.
Sarah did win her qualifying round, and as we've mentioned before in this program, this year, that counts towards your final score. And in fact, she finished third in the short program.
Well beyond her 13 years. I have seen many championship ladies not move this well.
Sarah's coached by Robin Wagner and Jeff DiGregorio, who at one time coached Olympic champion Tara Lipinski. That was the short program for Sarah Hughes from Great Neck, New York. Here's a look at the standings in the ladies' competition after the short program. Daria Timoshenko of Russia, followed by the pre-event favorite Victoria Volchkova of Russia, and then Sarah Hughes of the USA. Here is Sarah, ready for her free skate.
Very good, but now she's setting up for the triple Lutz combination. This is what got her in the short program. She's 2-footed the Lutz, but has done it in combination. I think, Judy, that she's going to probably need to clean up the landing of that triple Lutz jump in order to start really confidently combining it with other jumps for a short program combination.
You're right, Chris. These triples have to be there in order to put them in combination. But again, she's having problems with these jumps. I find lacking in Sarah skating at this point is the level of expression and focus in between her jumps. She doesn't seem to be into the music with her face and her heart. She's doing it with her body, but I think that's just time.
Seems like the same sort of comment we used to make about one Tara Lipinski.
That's right.
There are some similarities there, Bob and Judy. The only difference is the competition aspect, the athletic aspect of this, and can she be the kind of fighter and competitor that Tara Lipinski is?
Definitely give Sarah Hughes my vote of confidence. Her mother is struggling with cancer, and she is almost beating it. And I think that Sarah Hughes can draw deep in her skating and make it work for her.
Skating is definitely a family affair in the Hughes household. Whoop. Her brothers play hockey, her sister is a figure skater, and her father was a captain of Cornell's hockey team, undefeated in 1969 and 70. He was an All-American.
Well, a really terrific performance. She's well on her way.
13-year-old Sarah Hughes from Great Neck, New York.
Now, the problem with the triplets is the foot is too high before she taps, thus getting her forward and creating a balance problem. This is much better unbalanced to head over the feet, but the first jump is much too high. Disturbs the timing. This you can see the free foot high again, but a much cleaner landing.
Here are the technical merit scores, a 5-0 from the finish judge up to a 5-5. And for artistic presentation, a 5-2 from the unimpressed finish judge up to a 5-6. 9 American women have won the World Junior title. Will Sarah Hughes be the next? We'll find out. Coming up the level, Daria Timoshenko, our leader in the ladies competition after the short program, is ready for her free skate. Such is the depth of the ladies program in Russia that she was just 15th in the Russian Senior National Championships this year.
Chris, I find that she landed the combination just fine, but the way in which she went into it was so telegraphed. You could tell exactly what she was going to be doing. She slowed down, and there really wasn't much flow.
Cautious, wanting to skate clean. But at the same time, that can also decrease the timing and quickness of the revolutions of the jumps. Some of these jumps are under-rotated, not cleanly landed. Now that one was clean and 3 complete solid revolutions, but you can also see the increase of timing. She seemed much more relaxed and attacked it much more. But she's having a hard time keeping that energy going throughout the program.
some room to spare in the scoring, so to speak. She won her qualifying round and was the leader after the short program. We'll see if that fall and some of the other small mistakes she's made will hurt her. Russian women occupied 3 of the top 4 positions after the short program, including pre-event favorite Victoria Volchkova and Irina Nikolaeva.
Double axel, great height, very tight rotations and quick in the air, and a beautiful landing.
And another Vealman. She's an exceptional spinner. She has nice speed and very, very pretty positions.
But now 3 Vealmans, I think we could use a little bit more variation of the spins if she really is that flexible and talented with them.
She did that one just for you, Chris.
A devotee of Swiss skater Denise Vealman, whose signature move she performed no less than 4 times. Daria Timoshenko of Russia looks very relieved that her free skate is over.
Now let's take a look at the right foot. You can see when she lands, it's clearly under-rotated on the triple. Watch again, the right foot. It lands almost forward and then turns backwards. And there, the under-rotation would not allow the free leg to come out fast enough to save the landing.
5-3, 5-4.
You can see the turn on the ice.
5-5. Thank you.
A clear under-rotation.
Technical merit scores from a low of 5.3 to a high of 5.6 for Daria. And the presentation scores from a 5.3 to a 5.7. And with that, Daria Timoshenko wins the ladies' competition. Now, as we mentioned earlier, Daria Volchkova came in as the pre-event favorite. She was 3rd a year ago in the World Juniors. This is a look at her free skate. From the film Gone with the Wind. Victoria also the bronze medalist at the 1998 Goodwill Games in New York City.
There is an unfortunate fall. Falling back, she's reaching for the ice, not trying to reach up to save the landing, but just make a more comfortable fall for herself.
The judges viewed her free skate as the 4th best among the finalists. And as you can see, it was not without its flaws.
Now this triple Lutz, it is 2-footed, but she's up on her feet. Now that makes a big difference because anytime these skaters fall now, it is a mandatory 2-tenth deduction.
Victoria Volchkova from Russia. Final results of the ladies' competition. Daria Timoshenko and Victoria Volchkova pick up the gold and the bronze, respectively, while Sarah Hughes of the United States wins the silver. Annie Doyle of the USA finished in 6th place. Let's take a look at her free skate performance.
All these young competitors just have to look at this as a great experience, a chance to travel and to see what's happening in another part of the world. Kind of gives you an idea of where you are in your skating and what you have to work forward.
Keep in mind, as we begin another Olympic quadrennial, we may be seeing some of these young athletes in Salt Lake City in 2002. Finishing 7th and another good performance for the U.S. team, Susan Ing. And as we watch these young talents, keep in mind, Olympic champion Tara Lipinski never even won a medal at the World Junior level.